It should be all right. Maybe turn the volume down a little bit. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties.
See that. Okay, how's that?
That's better. All right, well, let's just do it. All right, so we are here. Hanni and I wanted to do a video for you guys. We work together very regularly. I pretty much send every referral I get to Hanni. She is amazing and is seriously the best at what she does. So if you guys are thinking about purchasing, she would be the one that you need to talk to 100%. I mean, you can call me, but I'm going to direct you to her. So, so Hanni, tell us a little bit about you, your background, your job.
Yes, so I work for Coldwell Mortgage, and I've been here for a little over 6 years. I've been in the mortgage industry for 16 years, since 2004. I started off as a processor and did loan officer assisting and jumped into loan officer. So I've kind of wore many hats. The processing background has definitely given me a better overview on guidelines. So I try to get the files very clean and pre-approved up front so that there's no issues when it comes to underwriting. So typically we don't have any issues. So,
and then tell us a little bit about personally who you are, I guess, because a lot of people like to be able to identify, you know, with you.
Yeah. So I live in Originator. I'm married. I have 2 stepsons. One is 21, one's 18, and I have twin daughters. They're 3.5, and they're like my whole world. They keep me on my toes, but I love them to death, and I just love spending time with them and wishing the world was open right now so we could go do fun things.
Aren't you though enjoying kind of having them at home and being able to be at home with them? I think it's been great.
I love my weekends not having anything to do except hang out at home. Like a lot of times, especially this time of year, it's like jam-packed with, you know, birthday parties or weddings, showers, and then you have open houses and things on top of that we're all doing, and it's nice to just take a deep breath and enjoy my weekends.
Absolutely.
The work week is still really busy for me, so, you know, it's nice to have my weekend.
Definitely. It's like a reset, like a big reset button for everyone, right?
Yeah. I haven't filled up my gas tank in 6 weeks.
Yay!
Still like 3/4 tank. So
that's great. Nice. I can kind of attest to the same. I have filled up a couple times just because I'm out. Yeah.
I love the weather and the pool, so you know every weekend's like a staycation. It's nice.
That's great. Very cool. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to jump into like why we're really here and kind of ask you some more important questions about purchasing or refinancing, and we'll talk to people a little bit about I guess really why it's so important to do the pre-approval prior to really looking at homes.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah. Why?
Summary. Yes. I mean, most realtors will ask you to get pre-approved before taking it out because one, you're wasting the realtor's time if you're not pre-approved. A lot of times, too, the listing agent doesn't want to even look at an offer without a pre-approval letter because they don't want to accept something and then come back and have your file not even, like your credit be bad, your income. Right now is definitely a very important time to get pre-approved with everything going on. I mean, either way you should, because if you have challenged credit, or maybe you don't have challenged credit, or at least you think you don't, something could affect that house that you wanted, that dream house. So I would be there to help you fix it. So by the time you do find that house, you are ready. As well, debt to income ratios. You might think you qualify for 400,000 when actually you qualify for 300,000. And so just because you're comfortable with one payment doesn't mean you pre-approve for that payment as well. There's a lot of aspects that go into what you qualify for, and that's your credit score, your income, how much money you have down, all of that stuff. And one other thing to note is, sorry, I had a phone call coming in. Is, you know, a lot of people are under this impression that you need 20% down, and that's why you continue to rent, but you don't need 20% down. There's lots of programs available that you could really come in with probably 1% down. It's not an exact number, but there's down payment assistance. But most first-time home buyers that don't use down payment assistance are putting 3 to 5% down. That's it. So not that much.
That's awesome. Yeah, there are a ton of programs out there right now, and we'd be happy to walk you through any of that if you have additional questions or anything like that.
There are lower income programs that sometimes get you better rates and mortgage insurance. I think the income limit in Sacramento and Placer County is around $67,000 and on those programs. So you can really get a crazy rate if you qualify for some of these programs out there.
Right.
So
that's so awesome. Yeah, I think I think a lot of people are just not educated, or they don't know, and so they try to do it themselves. And so I think it's really important to just reiterate that, like, we're here to help, and we want to be able to walk you through from beginning to end, right? Like, we want to be able to help you even if you do have challenge credit, or, you know, Hanni has a great simulator to be able to give us different scenarios on how to get you there quicker than you would be on your own.
Yes, we have credit simulators. So if you, a lot of times credit scores are not as good because you have your credit cards maxed out, and it will tell me exactly what you need to pay to what to get your score where your target is. Or, you know, maybe you don't have a lot of credit to work with. It can put you on like a 4-month plan that if you do X in 4 months, your credit scores could be here. So there's a lot of different options for those simulators.
That's right. Okay, so tell me a little bit what's happening in the lending world right now, because a lot of people are misinformed, I think, sometimes.
Ooh, the lending world is ever changing every day right now. Good news is not much has changed with our conventional programs, which is your standard purchase loan typically. But you know, back in the end of February, early March, when the coronavirus hit the United States, the bond market went crazy, which meant that rates got really low, and we got a lot of referrals from past clients wanting to refinance. And a lot of lenders are at capacity. We're trying to basically fund as much as we did all of last year in 2 months. So you will see slower turns, but rest assured purchases are always priority. And so if you are looking to get pre-approved and purchase a home, we can close those within 30 days. And the good thing about interest rates are really lower than they've pretty much ever been, even 2 years ago when they were really low. They're about the same level as they were, but every once in a while we get a day where you could, I mean, they're just lower than they've ever been. So, and they're gonna probably stay low all year. If you're waiting for the housing market to crash, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Houses are still appreciating, they're not depreciating. Interest rates are low, so it's time to take advantage of it. If you wait for that housing market to crash, you could be waiting a really long time, and interest rates might be a lot higher, and so ultimately your payment is going to be the same.
That's a really good point. Really good point.
Really good point. And I mean, you might be thinking, oh, I'll be buying it lower, but really in 30 years, you shouldn't have a mortgage either way.
Right.
So realistically, you're going to pay down your loan slower at a higher rate, even if it's a lower value. It's not going to go, your loan isn't going to go down faster if you buy a house first at a lower price.
That's right.
That's right.
I always tell my people too. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you got to take advantage of the rates rather than, you know, the market, like where the market is, because I don't see the market going down. And a lot of the experts don't see the market going into depreciation. And even if it does drop, it's not going to drop like it did. It's going to
There's
stabilize.
so many guidelines now that are different from what we saw before.
Yes, the guidelines. Oh, the main thing right now is if you're self-employed, you have to prove that you're still working, and how shelter in place doesn't affect your employment. And if you are a W-2 employee, then you're going to have to provide an explanation to how shelter in place doesn't affect your work. So, I mean, if you're working at a grocery store or a hardware store, that's easy. But, you know, if you're just an office job, you may still have your full hours and you're just able to work from home, and that's acceptable. But we are verifying employment several times throughout the process up until funding. So if something were to happen while you're in escrow, you would need to let your loan officer know immediately, because they will continue to verify employment up
until the very end, right? Like, yeah. Okay, so I think people kind of can understand now what the market is like. I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to drop. We feel it, and I think they're looking at the wrong indicators, and like what I'm seeing, we're still seeing a lot of multiple offers if it's priced properly. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Those multiple offers actually make your house values go up. Mm-hmm. So another point too, there's not a whole lot of inventory, so houses are increasing in value, not decreasing in value. And if you see a house that is sitting, it was probably overpriced to begin with.
Yeah.
So you do get that because people think their house is worth more than what it really is. And as a realtor, you have to kind of probably go with your client.
Yeah. I go with my client, I pull comps, and generally we'll look at all the numbers pretty in detail. Yeah.
With the multiple offers, it is, making the market still go up because there's no inventory.
Right. Yeah, I think I saw something, Ryan, the appraiser, he said something like the pendings are now outrunning the listings. So now we're having, a lot of buyers that need a home, but then the listings, they don't have anything to look at. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So what else? We're going to talk about in our next video kind of the process of buying, I think would be beneficial for people to watch. And then I think also we wanted to talk to you a little bit about why, how we're getting referrals right now, how we're doing, how we're still out there marketing who we are and trying to get new clients, new business. So do you want to talk to them a little bit about that?
Yes. So, well, recently Tiffany and I, we work very well together. So we decided that we're going to start a referral group known as BNI. So we're launching that now, which take us out of the picture. If you're self-employed and you are looking for something to get referrals, message us. We'd love to tell you more about it. So that's one way we're working on getting our referrals. We can't work open houses right now, so we're not able to just get the walk-ins. So a lot of my referrals are either from a realtor or from a past client right now. What about you, Tiff?
So my reasoning definitely behind BNI is to meet people, to learn more, to be more of an asset to my clients. So when you're in BNI, and you guys can join us on Tuesday at 1:30 to see how this works, but when you're in BNI, you learn and you talk to people about your business. So it's been really awesome for us to be able to educate people about who we are, what we're looking for in this climate, you know, and they're able to keep their ears open and listen for maybe referrals that might work. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's really important to stay top of mind right now because people are kind of inundated with a whole bunch of information. And so we want to just stay really relevant, and that's how we're doing it.
Absolutely. I love working with Tiffany.
I love you.
I think it's going to be amazing. So, yes, if you guys are looking for something for referrals, we would love to have you join us Tuesdays at 1:30.
Yep, absolutely. So is there anything else you want to talk to people about, or did we miss anything?
I think I'm good.
Okay. So the next video Hanni and I will do, like I said, will be probably the process of buying, because a lot of people maybe they don't know everything that's involved, or how to get their offer accepted in a multiple offer situation or stuff like that. So that's pretty much what we'll be covering, I think. We're not really sure what day, but we'll be back on it.
And one thing just on the multiple offers that I try to offer for all my clients is to make sure I'm calling the other agent just to let them know what a rock star client you are, because agents, I mean, you're on your listings, you want to hear from the lender.
I love that. I love that. It just really, it helps me understand the client that my buyer is accepting, or the offer that my client is accepting if I'm on the selling end. And if I'm on the buying end, it makes it go way more smooth. Like it just shows that we're eager and we're ready and they're fully approved and all of that. So it's a good thing.
Definitely.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we'll jump off for now, unless you guys have questions. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, well, Hanni, I will see you soon then. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye. Have a good day.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye. Have a good day.